Okay, so here I have my minute hand. Here I have my hour hands. So that we've already discussed, we're going to first create STL. So I'm going to go to File, Export, CAD Format. When you get to this screen, one of the first things I would make sure is you're saving to your folder first. Step 1, under Save as Type, we're going to change this to STL. Just keep the file name as it is. Big step, hit Options, and make sure we always have it set to millimeters no matter what unit you're using. We always export STLs as millimeters. I'm going to hit OK. Once again, pay close attention to where you're saving, and I'm going to hit Save. I like to have my last name and period number followed by the name of the part as my file name. Okay, I've done this one before, so it's going to ask me to replace it. I'm just going to say yes. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for my minute hands. I'm going to go to File, Export, CAD Format. I'm going to select, once again, probably already selected, STL. Make sure you pay attention to where it's saving. That should be your folder first. Options, make sure it's always set to millimeters. Hit OK. Once again, I've already saved these files before, so I'm going to get this message. You will not get this message the first time you do it. All right, once this is done, you have two choices. You can either close Inventor or you can just minimize it. I'm going to go ahead and just minimize all this. And now we're looking at the desktop. Now we need to get things on TechEd P. So I'm going to open up this PC. I'm going to open up my folder where I have my stuff. So I'm going to go over to my Engineering L1 in this case, custom clock. Let me be very clear. I do not want your Inventor files. I want your STL files. I have one here, and I have a second one right here. If I hold down the Control key on my keyboard, Control key, I can select various files, and I now have them both selected. Okay, I'm going to right-click on either one, and I'm going to select Copy. I'm going to go back to this PC. I'm now going to go back to TechEd P. Mine says TechEd O, but yours is TechEd P. And open up Bolt Engineering, in this case, first period. Anywhere inside this folder, I'm just going to right-click and hit Paste. That's the Paste button. Okay? I'm going to get a message because I've done this before. But when you do this for the first time, you will paste two files. Okay? You want to verify, there's one, that both files are here, and there's two. Okay? So that's getting an STL created and putting things on TechEd P. You would then walk over to any one of these four printers. The icon you're looking for is this one. It's typically located in the center of my desktop, like somewhere right here, you'll see the Affinia software. Let me double click. Okay, my laptop currently is not connected to the printer, but if yours is connected, which your computer over there is, you're going to see something a little different over there than you are here. But for the most part, it's the same. I'm going to first click on Build, and I'm going to click on Add. I have a choice, a 2D model or a 3D model. I always select a 3D model. Let's remember something. You should have copied and pasted your STL to our class folder. This is obviously not my class folder, so I have two choices. I can just come over here and click on TechEd, or I can just hit the up arrow once, go to first period in my case, and find my two files. Let me start with the easier of the two, hour hand. Double click. Okay, hour hand should be placed right on the screen. I'm just rolling my mouse just to verify. Looks good. Okay. This is a button I like to press from time to time. It's called auto place, and make sure that the part is flat on the print surface. So you can press this now or later, but I typically press this button before I print. Let me now bring in the minute hand, and we have to do something different here. So I'm going to hit Add 3D Model. For the minute hand, I'm going to open it, and this is a very important step. This needs to be flipped. We do not want this side up. We want that on the bottom. We actually want what's on the bottom on the top. Okay, very confusing. Watch this. When you bring this part in to rotate it, this is the rotate button. Click on it once. Do not do it manually. Do not attempt to do it this way. You will never get it. So if you start doing that, simple, right-click and delete it, and bring that in again and start over. This is how you properly rotate a minute hand. Bring it in. Don't worry about the orientation. If it's white, it's selected. If it's white, it's selected. So with the minute hand selected, rotate, hit the 90-degree button. Just hit it once, twice, and now you can see this side is facing up. Last button I like to press is the auto place. Always click on auto place. It just changes the orientation of your part. Now, if you had another student at the printer, they would also add their parts. So we'd see a total of 4 hands if there's 2 students. Let me be clear. The last kid to load their parts, just make sure you hit this button at least once, and it will orient them properly on the screen for printing. It'll do the work for you. So make sure we press this button to orient our hands, okay? Last step, I hit print. Never change my settings. They should read layer thickness 0.35. The infill should stay at 13%. This is normal. This is 0. Unsolid model is checked. No raft is checked. This is unchecked. Since I am not connected to a printer, you will see the word print. You will then press that button and you will wait for the printer to heat up and it'll eventually print. Now,